Just hours away, of course, from President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin meeting face-to-face. They'll meet in Anchorage, Alaska. President hoping this summit in the afternoon is going to maybe broker an end of the invasion of Ukraine. Let's bring in Fox's Alexandria Hoff. She's live in Washington, D.C. this morning. Alexandria, always good to be with you. I guess the big question, what can we expect? The president in the Oval Office yesterday kind of said, he said he'll know in the first few minutes, and we'll find out how it goes.
Yeah, and certainly the president and the White House have been working to manage expectations for this meeting, especially the idea that an immediate ceasefire could come out of it. President Trump's main goal, he says, is to set the table for a second, more productive summit. That would include Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. But listen, if this doesn't go well, the president says that Russia will face penalties for that.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like it's tied to our next question. The White House wanting the EU to get on board with these higher tariffs on countries that buy oil from Russia. Well, you know President Trump is negotiating style. I got to think that's negotiable if Russia does what they want him to.
Well, right, yeah, and that's really the increase on tariffs, and mainly secondary tariffs on places like India. That would come in the event that that he has to walk out the door, essentially, today. That if he finds out in those first 2 minutes that Putin is not serious about peace, then he walks out. But he's also saying his administration is saying that the EU needs to get on board with this as well. They need to increase tariffs on places that that buy Russian oil. I mean, that would be China, India. The U.S. was alone in implementing those tariffs on India, so they want to see cooperation with the EU. And if they don't, as the Treasury Secretary said, they need to put up or shut up, and they shouldn't weigh in then on how the president is dealing with these Ukraine and Russia matters.
It would be fascinating to sit in and watch those two leaders talk, and we'll hear about it later. Let's talk about Attorney General Pam Bondi just moved to make the DEA chief and emergency police. What can we expect between the meeting with those?
Yeah, so that's Terry Cole. He's the head of the Drug Enforcement Administration, and now he's essentially heading up D.C.'s police force, with the Pam Bondi saying that he's going to assume the powers and duties of the police force as it is under this Home Rule Act that the federal government's running the D.C. police force. So it's unclear how long that Terry Cole's going to be in this position because, again, it's only a 30-day stint that the federal government can run D.C.'s Metropolitan Police. We saw, actually, he was wearing a badge yesterday, and it said temporary on it, so it doesn't look like he's police chief forever.
Be interesting to watch that play out as we move really about 4 weeks away from that. Alexandria Hoff, good to have you with us today. Thank you.
Thanks.